welcome to Wizard Grandpa's Stories. Indeed. Oh, there you are. How nice to see you. Welcome to Wizard Grandpa's Stories. And today, I have with me my very good friend, Safira Squirrel. Say hello, Safira.
Hello.
That's a good girl. Oh. Is there something wrong, Safira? Oh. You've got the hiccups, haven't you? Dear. Ooh, you little squeaky thing. You've got the hiccups, all right. Have you been eating too quickly?
No, of course not.
Or have you been eating something you shouldn't have been eating?
No. Very good squirrel I am.
Or, after your lunch, were you running around with those brothers and sisters of yours?
No. I would
No?
never do that. No.
Safira lives in my garden. She lives at the top of the highest, tallest oak tree. And she lives with all of her brothers and sisters, and there are a lot of them, I can tell you. How many brothers and sisters do you have, Safira?
Umpty 3.
Umpty 3? I don't think that is a number.
Oh, yes it is.
Well, if you insist. Well, it is a lot of brothers and sisters, I can tell you.
Yes it is, but what story are you going to tell the children?
You know, I was thinking about telling the children that story about the girl who had to spin straw into gold.
I don't see the point of that.
What?
I don't see the point.
You don't see the point?
No, I don't.
What do you mean you don't see the point?
I don't see what all the fuss is about.
You mean, what is all the fuss about gold? Well, gold is quite important to a lot of people, you know.
But not to me.
No, not to you.
No.
You would rather she had spun the straw into nuts?
Yes, I would, of course.
Yes, I can see that. I can see that would be important for you. You prefer nuts to gold.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quite understandable. That would make a very different story, though. So I think I'm going to tell them my story anyway. All right, Safira, I'm going to the Storyfields. You can wait here, if you like, and when I come back, I'll sing you a song. Yes? That's lovely. And be careful with those hiccups. Okay, down you go. Off you go.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Yes.
Bye. Oh, wrong way. Okay,
Off
bye.
you go. And don't swing on my chandeliers again. She climbs up the walls, across the ceiling, swinging everywhere, but that's a squirrel for you. So, Safira, don't make a mess with all those nuts that you crack. Good girl. So now I'm off to the Storyfields, and there I will tell you the exciting story of Rumpelstiltskin. Oh, my knees. Oh, where am I now? Where? Oh, it's very nice. Oh, you're here too. Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm so happy to see you as well. Yeah, I've been dying to tell someone this story, and now I can tell it to you. This is the story of Rumpelstiltskin. Now then, once upon a time, there was a miller, and he was a very proud and boastful man. He liked to boast, even when he had nothing to boast about. Now it happened one day that the king was riding by, and the miller was standing outside his mill. And the king said to him, "So what ho, miller, what's the news today?" And the miller said, "Well, your majesty, you might be interested to hear that my daughter can spin straw into gold. Not many people can do that, Your Majesty. Straw into gold, Miller? Is that true? Oh, yes, of course it's true, Your Majesty. I wouldn't sell that to you if it wasn't true. You see how boastful he was. Well, Miller, this is something very special indeed. I command you to bring your daughter to the palace tomorrow and ask for me. The king rode off, and the miller was stuck, for now he had to take his daughter to the palace. That's what happens when you boast too much. So the next day, the miller took his daughter to the palace, and his daughter was taken to the king. And the king took his daughter to a room full of straw with a spinning wheel in the middle of it. Now then, my girl, he said, I would like you to spin all of this straw into gold, because your father has told me that you can do it. I would like all of this completed by the morning, and if it isn't, then you will die. So hurry up. He left the room, slammed the door, and locked it. And the poor girl was left alone in a room full of straw with a spinning wheel in it. Well, she cried, and she cried, and she cried and cried and cried, not knowing what else she could do, when suddenly, pop, out of the air sprang a little man. Why, are you crying, young girl? Well, I'm crying because the king has told me to spin all of this straw into gold, and I don't know how to do it. Well, I could do this for you, but you must give me something in return. What would you like? Anything at all? Would you like the ring from my finger? Yes, that's fine. So the little strange man sat down at the spinning wheel and began to spin. And as he span, the straw turned into gold. Spin, 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 spin. Gold, gold, gold. The gold filled up the room. And now, said the little man when he'd finished, my reward, please. Oh, thank you. Please take my ring. You are very welcome. And the strange little man took the ring and disappeared. Pop, just like that. The next morning, the king came into the room and was astonished to see that the miller had been proven correct. There was no straw to be seen, and the room was filled with gold. Well, young lady, you've done a fine job here. Come with me. And he took her to another room, a much, much bigger room, filled up to the ceiling with straw. Oh, said the girl, Your Majesty, I did what you asked me to do. Can I go home now? Come into this room, girl. In the middle you will see a spinning wheel. I would like you to spin all of this straw into gold. If this has not been completed by the morning, I'm afraid you will have to die. So he left the room, closed the door, and locked it. And the girl sat there crying, and crying, and crying. What else could she do? And then, after a long, long time, there was a sound, pop, and a strange little man appeared out of the air. Ah, young girl, is it you again? Why are you crying now? Oh, the king has told me to spin all of this straw into gold, and I don't know how to do it. "I can help you," said the little man, "but you must give me something in return." "I can give you the necklace around my neck." Yes, that would be fine." And the strange little man sat down at the spinning wheel, and he span. And he span, and he span, and he span, and the wheel went round and round and round and round for hour after hour after hour after hour, until all of that straw had been spun into gold. And that was a lot of gold, I can tell you. Well, the next morning, the king came in, and he couldn't believe his eyes. Good gracious! I must be the richest king in the world with all this gold. And he was happy to see it, I can tell you. He went up to the girl and said, "Well done, my dear. This is a great achievement." And she said, "Oh, can I go home now? I've done everything you asked me." "Well, I have another small task for you to do, and then we could think about some kind of reward. Come with me." So she followed the king into a barn, the biggest barn you have ever seen. And it was full to the roof with straw. Straw was bursting out of the doors. It was bursting out of the windows. You have never seen so much straw in your whole life. And there, in the middle of the barn, was a spinning wheel. "Now then, my dear, you have done a fine job on those 2 other rooms of straw. But I'd like to see what you can do with a barn full of straw. And please, make sure you spin all of this into gold, as you did with the other 2 rooms. And if you don't, then in the morning you will die." And the king went out, closed the door behind him, and locked it. But as he left the barn, he thought to himself, "Well, this girl is really quite special. I have never known anyone like her. If she is successful in spinning all of this straw into gold, I will ask her to be my wife, and she will be my queen." And off the king went. Inside the barn, the girl was crying, and crying, and crying. Oh, she'd had such a terrible time since her father brought her to the palace, spinning straw into gold. Whatever could he have been thinking of when he told the king she could do it? So she cried, and she cried, until, pop! Out of the air sprang a strange little man, the same one as before. And he said to her, "Little girl, I see you in another room. I see you in a big barn this time. Why are you crying?" "Well, the king has said to me, I have to spin all of this straw into gold. And if I don't, he says I must die." "Oh, don't worry about that, little girl. I can do this for you. But what will you give me in return?" I have given you my ring. I have given you my necklace. I don't have anything left to give you." "Well, I have an idea," said the strange little man. "If by any strange chance you were to become queen, and if you were to have a baby, you must agree to give that baby to me as my reward." Of course, the girl could imagine nothing like that ever happening, so she said quite happily, oh yes, I will agree to that. If I ever become queen and if I ever have a baby, I will give the baby to you. Yes, I agree. I will agree to anything if you will spin this straw into gold." So the little man sat down at the spinning wheel, and he began to spin. And the wheel went round and round and round and round, and he span, and the wheel went round and round all night long. And he carried on spinning until the next morning. till all the straw was gone, and the barn was filled up to the roof with gold. You have never seen so much gold in your life. You have never imagined so much gold in your life. The little man turned to the girl. You see, I have done what I have promised. Just remember what you have promised me. And the little man disappeared, poof, just like that, into thin air. Almost straight away, the king came in, and he looked around the barn with amazement. He was now the richest king in the whole world. He was the richest king there had ever been, because he had so much gold. And he had all of that gold because of that girl. Oh, he knelt down at her feet and said, "Will you marry me?" She didn't know what to say. Me? I'm a miller's daughter, and you're the king? What did you say? And the king said, "You have done the most amazing things. I have never met anyone like you. Please, will you be my wife and be the queen of this country?" Oh, I would love to. Yes, please, yes. And in that moment, she was so amazed and astonished by his request that she forgot what the little man had asked of her. So the next day, the miller's daughter married the king. And she was the happiest miller's daughter in the whole world. In fact, she was the happiest queen in the whole world. And they lived very happily together. And time went by, and more time went by, and even more time went by. And one day, the new queen had a baby. Of course, she never did remember what she had promised. Her new life as a queen was so wonderful that all worries had left her completely. So, on the night of the day when the baby was born, she lay in her room with her lovely baby, cuddling him. And then suddenly, pop, out of thin air, that strange little man appeared once more. "Good evening, little girl, or should I say, Your Highness?" Oh, what do you want? What are you doing here? "Don't you remember? We had an agreement. When you would have a baby, you would give it to me. You promised that in reward for spinning all of that straw into gold. You said it yourself. You agreed." And now she remembered. She had agreed. "Well, what I said all that time ago, it doesn't count anymore. I wasn't the queen then. I am the queen now." "Doesn't matter. A promise is a promise, especially when you're a queen." "Well, you can't have my baby. You can't. It's impossible. The baby's mine." The strange little man had an ounce of pity in his heart. And he said to her, "I will give you 3 chances. 3 chances to keep your baby. You must guess my name. If you guess my name, you may keep your baby. But if you don't, I will have the child. I will give you 3 chances to do this. I will be back tomorrow, the next day, and the next day. Find some names if you want to guess mine." And he disappeared, pop, into thin air. Well, you can imagine how the queen felt. My child, my baby, to go with that strange creature. Names. So she found a notebook and a pencil and started writing down all the names she could think of. Boys' names, men's names, all the names in the world. Every cousin she had, every uncle, every man in the palace, she wrote all of their names down, and it was a long list. It took her a long, long time, and she was still doing it when, pop, The next evening, the little man appeared out of thin air. "Good evening, Your Majesty," he said in a mocking way. "Have you guessed my name yet?"
"Well, I might have done. Let me try."
And so she started reading from her list.
"Is it Peter?"
No.
Paul?
No.
Henry?
No.
Stephen?
No. Now she was getting nervous.
Bartholomew?
No.
Edward?
No. And on she went. Her list was very long, but to every name the little man said, "Nope, nope, nope." And when she ran completely out of names, he said, "None of those names are mine, Your Majesty, not one. But I will give you 2 more chances. I will be back tomorrow night and the next night. Try your best." And he disappeared, pop, into thin air. Well, the Queen was very, very upset. She cried, and then she thought, "I have to do something." So she called all of her messengers, and she said to them, "Tomorrow morning, when the sun rises, I want you to ride across the land and gather all of the men's names and boys' names you can find. Bring them to me by tomorrow evening." So the next morning, all of her messengers rode across the land. In every village they visited, in every town, they took names. They recorded in big books the names of all the men and all the boys to be found, and they brought them back to the palace. And by the time it was evening, all of the names were collected into a big book, and the Queen sat there with the book on the table just as the little man arrived, pop, out of thin air. "Good evening, Your Majesty," he said in an even more mocking way. "Do you have some more names for me?"
"Yes, I do. Take a seat, please."
So he sat down at the table opposite her, and she began to go through all the pages of the book, one name at a time.
"Is it Farquhar?"
"Nope."
"Is it Reginald?"
"Nope."
"Is it Longshanks?"
"Nope." As she went through the book, she became more and more disheartened, for to every name he said, "Nope, nope, 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 nope." The Queen reached the end of the book, and she had not guessed his name. "Well, thank you, Your Majesty," said the strange little man. "Thank you for a most entertaining evening. Unfortunately for you, you have not guessed my name. So I will give you one more chance, and I will be back tomorrow evening. And if you guess my name, well, that's good for you. But if you don't, I will take your baby with me." And pop, he disappeared into thin air. Well, now the Queen was really in a state. What was left for her? She called all of her messengers and said to them, I know I asked you to find every name in the kingdom, but tomorrow morning you must go out early and try and find some more. Find something you haven't found before. Please, please bring me a new name, any new name you can find by tomorrow evening. Please do your best." So early the next morning, the Queen's messengers set out, all across the land, asking in every town, in every village, were there any more names to collect for the Queen. And when it came near to evening, they came back one by one and went to the Queen and said, "No, Your Majesty, we have found no new names." And they carried on, returning to the Queen with no news at all until there was only one left. He arrived back after all the others, and it was just beginning to get dark. And he came to see the Queen and said, "Your Majesty, I have found no new names." "Is there nothing for me?" she said. "Please, do you have anything for me?" And he said, "Well, there is one thing, a strange thing.
I was riding back through the woods and I saw a fire burning where I've never seen a fire before. So I quietly walked through there to see who was lighting a fire in the woods. And I saw a strange little man. I've never seen anything like him before. And he was dancing around the fire, singing a strange song. What was it? Said the Queen. What was he singing? Well, said the messenger, it was something like this. Tonight, the Queen's baby I shall claim, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name. And he kept singing that and singing it. Tonight, the Queen's baby I shall claim, for Rumpelstiltskin is my name. And that was a very strange thing, Your Majesty, and I'm afraid that's all I have to offer. I can say nothing else. The Queen had a sense that this was what she'd been waiting for. Thank you, messenger. Please, go and rest. For the first time since the strange little man had come back into her life, the Queen began to feel cheerful. She had him at last. And it wasn't very long before he, pop, reappeared in her room, just popping out of the thin air, and in his mocking way he bowed to her and said, Well, Your Majesty, do you have any news for me? Have you guessed my name yet? Oh, well, I have a few ideas. She was teasing him now. She decided to have some fun with him. Is it Henry? You have asked me that before, and I have already said no. Oh, is it Cecily? That is a girl's name, and I am not a girl. Oh, is it Derek? You have asked me that too, so I think you have run out of ideas. So I shall now take the baby with me. And he reached for the child, and the Queen said, Is it Rumpelstiltskin? The strange little man froze. He looked at her, and he screamed. And he stamped his foot into the ground. And he stamped his foot so hard it went right into the ground. And he grabbed hold of his leg to pull it out of the ground, and he tore himself in two and disappeared. And he had gone forever. And that is the story of Rumpelstiltskin. So the Queen and the King and their baby lived, you guessed it, happily ever after. Well, thank you. Thank you for listening to the story. Now, I must go home again. I think someone is waiting for me. Maybe when I get there, we'll have a song. Bye-bye. Bye, bye-bye. Oh, home again. Oh, it's nice to be here. But where is Safira? I told her to be here so we could sing a song. Oh, I can hear her. She still has the hiccups. The poor girl. Well, I have a song that might help her with the hiccups. But before I sing it, I'm going to ask you a question. Now tell me something. How do oceans say hello to each other? I'll tell you the answer after this song. Now, you can help me with this one. We're going to do it for Sophira. So what you have to do is, first of all, slap your hands on your knees. That's right. Slap your hands on your knees. And then you clap your hands together. And then you click your fingers, first with this hand and then with this hand. And then you do it all again. Slap your knees, clap your hands, click, click, slap, clap, click, click. Do it with me. If it's too hard, just join in with the song whenever you want to. And remember, this one is for Safira. The random hiccups are just around the corner. The random hiccups are not the kind of ordinary hiccups you get when your bell is full of gas. You can pick up the hiccups and never have to ask about the random hiccups are just around the corner. The random hiccups are not the kind of ordinary hiccups you get when your bell is full of gas. You can pick up the hiccups and never have to ask about the random hiccups are just around the corner. The random hiccups are not the kind of ordinary hiccups you get when your bell is full of gas. You can pick up the hiccups and never have to ask about the random hiccups. Very good, very good. Now, let me listen. Oh, I can't hear any hiccups anymore. I think she's better. I think she's better. Safira, Safira, where are you? Come and join us. There you are. How nice to see you. Are your hiccups better now?
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
Did our song help them go away?
Yes, it did.
Oh, I'm so pleased. I'm glad about that. Now then, children, do you know the answer to my question? How do oceans say hello to each other? They wave. That's right, isn't it, Safira?
Yes, it is.
They wave. Well, it's time for us to go now. Safira's hiccups have gone and she feels much, much better.
Yes, I do.
Come back again and listen to a story with Wizard Grandpa and sing a song together with me and my friends.
Yes, do.
Come again soon. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.